Good morning and Happy New Year. I'm Tom Bilcze and I am president of the Erie Trail. And I thought I'd invite you to join me on my walk along the trail. Actually, I am just off the trail in Ariel-Foundation Park in Mount Vernon, which, by the way, is an asset to my community and a favorite destination for Erie Trail visitors. So today I wanted to talk about what I would call a new year and a new trail. As 2026 unfolds, the Ohio to Erie Trail is in a transformative time. And what I mean by that is we are living our mission and vision. About 3 years ago, we set a strategic plan, and we realized that that plan needs nurtured and change as it grows. And that has definitely been happening. The trail has become a popular destination for local, state, national, and even international travelers. And that caused us to pause and reassess that vision and strategy. One thing about a nonprofit is you need to concentrate on three things. I found that out as I led different organizations. And that is, you need to offer a service that very much speaks to the audience and has value, and value in a variety of ways. And we definitely have done that. And to us, it's the trail experience. And I can say that just continues to improve beyond what I imagined a few years ago. The next thing a nonprofit leader needs to concentrate on is the community. And that is community in a very broad sense. It's people that live along the trail, people who visit the trail, whether for a day, a weekend, or a week-long adventure. It's the community of businesses along the trail and how we help them prosper and grow. And also with the towns along the trail. And the final piece that I find quite important for me as president is fostering and growing the leadership of this trail. And we have done that in the past years. We added 5 board members with expertise that we had been missing, that we know is key in our strategy. And recently, in November, we met in an annual retreat where through a day-long series of exercises, we uncovered what we should be concentrating on as the new year unfolds. At the same time, in mid-2025, our executive director made a decision to take a sabbatical from her job and pursue other obligations. And she did that in a way of giving us time to search for a new candidate. One of the items that arose in the retreat was not only would we search for an executive director, but we would transform that job into something that very much meets our strategies so we can achieve our mission and vision. And we did that. And today you see that in a job posting, which is available on our social media and website. So I'll give you a little brief summary of what we are looking for as a trail organization. We are looking for a person who values relationships, because that is a key part of this job. We don't own a trail, we don't maintain the trail, but we market the trail, we support those people in a variety of ways, whether it's funds, publicity, and so forth. We have relationships that we have built with businesses. You now see more touring operations for bicyclists on the trail, and we see businesses springing up. The person also needs to be a person who can turn the board's strategies into action. In other words, a board of directors are the people who look at an organization in a long range lens. And it's the employees of the organization, in our case, the executive director, who must turn those strategies into real life. In other words, things that are happening along the trail. That's a very key part of this job. Being able to take something from a high level to a doable thing. And finally, one of the key things that we uncovered, and actually we knew ahead of time in our retreat, was part of our job, in fact, the major part of our job, is now welcoming people to the trail. And that includes encouraging locals to visit the trail, visitors on the trail, and just anybody who is seeking a place in the outdoors. We have been working for years on looking at trail town programs and exploring how that might take shape on the trail. And I'm happy to say that Mid-Ohio Regional Planning is moving ahead this year on that initiative. And they're doing that in a very big way. And I'm also happy to report to you that communities on the Ohio to Erie Trail have been chosen to be cohorts in that initiative. In other words, you will see the change that will happen when trail towns come alive in Central Ohio. And I mention that because this executive director will be a person who will be key in taking those lessons in Central Ohio and looking at how we can be more welcoming across the state. So I'll tie this up by inviting you to apply for this position if you believe you have the attributes, skills, and talents that meet that position, or if you know a person who very much would grow and prosper and has the attributes of this job, I would invite you to ask them to apply. The job posting, the trail's strategic plan are on our website, our Facebook page, and an application to apply is also found there. So I hope you have a great day on the trails wherever you are, and I certainly hope to see you on the trail. Signing off, Tom Bilcze. Happy trails from Tom on the Trail.